Yeah, this is Mr. Elmhorst with the Criminal Sixth Grade Math help video. We're going to complete the models for the expressions below. We're looking at combining integers or adding integers. So looking at the first model here, we are going to identify the color counters. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So first we have 8 positives. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to be modeling using the table, color counters, and then a number line. Then we go down below, we have 8 positives and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 negatives. So in the previous lesson, we started to pair up a positive and negative to make a 0 pair. 0 pairs will cancel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 0 pairs, and then there is 2 left over. Positive 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can use counters or you can use a quick table where we can model it out, and we're still left with 2 left over. So on the number line, we're going to use arrows with the integers, always starting at 0. We're going to go over here to 0. Here's our starting point, and then the first integer goes in the positive direction 8 spaces. We have positive 8, and then the second integer, since we're at positive 8, the second integer is going to go negative 6. We're going to go in the negative direction 6 spaces, and then we stop at 2. So that should match up with the models up above. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 positives, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so now that we've got 5 positives and 8 negatives, we can do our 0 pairs. You can circle them, cancel, and we're left with 3 negatives left over. Cancel, 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 cancel. So positive 5 plus 8 negatives, 5 positives and 8 negatives together is going to equal negative 3 as our ending point. Starting at 0, I'm going to go to the right, positive 5, and then go to the left, 8, and then we stop at negative 3. So this one, the given model is starting on the number line. Starting at 0, first we're going to go negative 6. We're going to go in the negative direction, and then we turn around and go in the positive direction. So it looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, the first thing we have is 6 negatives, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the second thing that we have are 8 positives. First we go left, then we turn around and go right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cancel, and we're left with 2 positives at the end. Negative 6 plus 8 equals positive 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, the temperature outside dropped 13 degrees in 7 hours. That is extra information. The temperature dropping is what we're going to focus on. The final temperature, the stop temperature, is going to be negative 2. So we have x minus 13 equals -2. We don't know the starting temperature, but we know where we ended up at. We stopped at -2. Okay, so here something happened, the temperature dropped, and we ended up at -2. It dropped 13. So if we back count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So if we back count 13, we're going to find the starting temperature. So back counting is doing the opposite in order to solve it. So we could actually do this. We're going to get into this later in the year. So we're going to undo the subtracting 13, and we're going to add that temperature to -2, and that will give us 11. So our starting temperature was 11, and then it dropped 13, and then we ended up at -2 degrees. Football team gained 8 yards in one play and then loses 5 yards on the next play. What's the total yardage for the two plays? All right, so gained 8 yards. I'm going to go over here, 8, positive 8 yards, and then we lose 5 yards. So this is literally saying first is 8, then minus 5, and then our stop is going to be at 3. Matt is playing a game. He gains 7 points, loses 10 points, gains 2 points, and then loses 8. First thing that happens, we have gains 7, and then loses 10. So minus 7 and then minus 3 more. So plus 7 minus 10. It goes up 2 and then loses 8. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Loses 8. So it looks like the stop is going to be at -9. The final score is -9 or 9 below 0. All right, so plus 7 minus 10 plus 2 minus 8. Which expression has the same value as -3 plus -5? So we have -3 and we have -5. So we go down here, that is not -5. And looking at this one, we have -5 and we have -3. So this one looks pretty good. Let's double check A and D. This is subtracting, taking away negatives. Taking away negatives means you're getting more positive. Subtracting negatives. So this is not a positive 5. Taking away negatives means you're getting more positives, and that is not a positive 3. So it looks like the most correct answer would be C. How much money did she have left after her break? One quick trick we could do is put our negatives together and then put our positives together and then subtract them from each other. So 34 and 12 is going to give you -46, 46 negatives. And here we got 25 and 20, which is 45, plus 15, which would give us 60. So 60 minus 46 will give us 14. One, two, three, four, five, 6. Here we have 6 negatives. And we have 1, 2, 3 positives. 3 positives. So this one is backwards, and this one is backwards. So it looks like our most correct answer would be F. 6 negatives and 3 positives equals -3. Cancel, cancel, cancel. 3 negatives left over. All right, so which equation is modeled below? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 negatives. Positives 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 positives. 8 negatives, 5 positives, and then 3 negatives left over. So it looks like this would be the most correct answer, and we can double check here. Keep, change, change. Keep, change, change. This would not be -3. Thank you for joining me for the video. Make sure you click turn in and submit. It's like a 3-4 step process. Click turn in, and it's going to compile it for you, and then all right, looks like that should be good.